Weren't even gonna intro the movie or nothing, huh?
Nope.
Hush!
Is this a metal thing?
Yes. Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is backcountry.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo be pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, you're such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso.
Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm Sydney Lee, and with me are my lovely co-hosts, Bryce Henson and Max Allen.
Co-hosts and employees.
Co-owner.
We are a silly, goofy, but very serious horror movie review show.
Serious.
Very
You should take everything we do
very serious.
so seriously.
Everything.
It's serious.
New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Make sure to share. Also, check out our Patreon, which we have so many patrons now that I'm the new owner, that you guys should go over there and
We truly are
support
blossoming.
us. Yeah, we have so much going for us. DEI wins again. Patreon.com/horror movie talk, the equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. If you want to add your...
Oh, man. Just the collateral damage of recent events. Our Apple podcast reviews aggregate is down
Bad.
at full
Oh,
0.1.
no, really?
It's bad.
Yeah,
I haven't looked.
we need some more of those 5-star reviews and more Patreons to make up for.
What about Spotify?
I don't know. I didn't check Spotify, but it's probably not great. One guy on Spotify was so angry that he went back in like the last 5 episodes and said we were the worst podcast or worst channel and not to follow us. Like, he was mad. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We still love you.
Sorry, Rob.
Come back. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Oh, whoa. We got a lot of comments on the... Oh, wow. I didn't see the Scary Movie episode comments on Spotify.
Yeah, we have like...
Holy shit.
Normally on Spotify, we have like
3
2
comments.
and on Scary Movie, it's like 30.
33. Oh, my favorite is that everyone is still she-herring me while defending me, too. That's like...
I mean, to be fair, I still she-her you pretty frequently.
I just have one thing to say to the listeners. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're still offending people. It's a no-win game.
We're never going to
Just by doing this, just by saying like, oh wow, that really got out of hand. There's going to be people that are just like still angry and quit Patreon because like they're still not taking it as seriously as I want them to.
No, I mean, like, the thing is we haven't recorded, besides recording the thing with, like, the special announcement with David, like, we haven't recorded an episode since the Scary Movie came out.
Right.
So it's kind of like, oh, now we get to talk about it.
It is kind of funny because, I don't know, eagle-eyed viewers might want to just check on Sydney's hair and my beard length looking at the Scary Movie episode. And
Yeah, I'll Venmo someone $10 if they can tell me what month we recorded that episode in.
Right.
There are a lot of hints. It's like an I Spy, but audio. With audio.
Anyways.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. We gotta talk about Hush.
Yeah. So of course, call our voicemail, 682-253-4468. Only if you're going to be nice.
No, bring it all. Like as long as we got heat.
I can't
Let's
take
get
it.
this heat going.
I can't take it anymore. I'm going fucking crazy. I haven't checked our notifications on any social media in a week. Okay. Love you guys. We've got a great show today. We are reviewing Hush, a patron pick for March. We'll obviously start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. I wrote down later we will be game because I couldn't think of the name for the game. But
There will be game.
There will be game.
I love game.
I love game. Personally, game's so fun. But it is going to be, I'll explain it later, but it's a home invasion movie type, a game that has to
I'm
do
not going to
with
lie.
that.
I kind of want to do horror movie horrors. I think we probably have some gold.
Oh, we only have like 2.
We
Not
don't-
a lot.
really?
Not a lot of people called in. Surprisingly,
Yeah, it was mostly, I don't want to say it.
they left it out all in the comments. Like
Yes.
they put it all out there.
You know, some people like to do that. That's fine. I'm glad we didn't get voicemails about it. Honestly, like I don't want to cry.
You're so disappointing, and I've listened to you for 6 years, but this is too far.
Oh God, we have to stop. Okay.
Just on a serious note, yes, I know that there are some people that are actually hurt, and there was some collateral damage and insensitive. You know, a lot of comments that David made that were very insensitive and triggered a lot of people in their own family situations or close friends, and I'm sorry for bumming you out by reminding you that, you know, injustice and bad stuff exists. But I mean, if you watch the next announcement, it's pretty clear what's going on. So anyways, okay, let's stop talking about it.
All right. Let's
What's
talk
done is done.
Let's
Those
do our
patrons are gone.
podcast. Let's do our
Those reviews
podcast.
are posted.
Yeah. All right.
Can't unpost them.
Can't unpost those 1 stars.
So I do appreciate that Hush finally got picked for the patron. It's been on there for, I mean, most of the ones on the poll have been on there for months, but Hush has been on there for like as long as I've been on the podcast, I think, like honestly. So I'm pretty happy, and whoever keeps putting that up, I'm happy for you that we're finally reviewing it. So Hush can be found on Tubi and AMC Plus. I don't know if you guys watched it on anything else, but I watched it on AMC Plus.
I watched it on Tubi.
I just didn't want the ads because it's a fast move. It's a quick movie.
Oh
so I
my
was
goodness. The ads were intense on Tubi. I'm talking like 6 ads every 15 minutes.
Like, see, that's too much because
Kind of like this ad.
Thank you. Well, this being an 80-minute movie, I was like, I was so happy that it was on AMC because I was like, I just want to, like, you know, I just want to speed run this. But yeah, so Hush follows Maddy, played by Kate Siegel, a deaf writer living in the middle of nowhere. She settles in for a quiet night of working when her friend turns up screaming and bloody at her door, but Maddy does not notice. The assailant figures out Maddy is deaf, and a deadly game of cat and mouse ensues. So my review is that the first time I watched this movie, I really enjoyed it, but upon second watch, it wasn't as effective for me. I think it's because if you know how it ends, it's not going to be as exciting the second time around. I still liked it, and Mike Flanagan is an incredible director. I very much enjoy most of the stuff he puts out. It's a typical home invasion movie with the twist of having a deaf protagonist is inventive, and it works well. Kate Siegel is always great to watch, and the antagonist is pretty good as well. It's a simple movie, and it works best to watch it without knowing what happens. It's not the best, but it's a quick 80 minutes and satisfies the horror itch. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I like it, but, you know.
What did you think, Max?
Yeah, I agree a lot with what you said. I think the main problem this movie suffers from is that the idea is almost bigger than the movie itself. Like, the core idea is good. Like, having a deaf protagonist in a home invasion movie is interesting. But I don't think the movie really goes beyond that idea to make the movie all that interesting. You know, there's only so much you can do with a home invasion movie. Like, they try to get in, you stop them, they get in, you hide. You know, like, it's this is it. Like, it's just kind of back and forth until one of them dies, which is pretty true to this movie and every other home invasion movie I've seen. So Yeah, I think like in my mind, I was like, oh, I really like Hush going into it, because I've seen it before. But I think I really just liked the idea of Hush. It's okay. There's nothing all that special about it. I would give it a 6 out of 10 as well.
What about you, Bryce?
I really like Hush. Like it's, and I recognize that, yeah, it's a pretty paint by numbers home invasion thriller, even with the gimmick of having her deaf. So I can see how it can just get lost in the mix. But for me, it's just so good. It's just so well done. And I have a soft spot in my heart for, just small scope thrillers like this. Not necessarily home invasion. I think a lot of like home invasion movies I get bored with because, it's a faceless killer. It's the unstoppable, Jason or Michael Myers or whatever. There's a couple different versions of it. But this version just tickles me in just the right way for some reason, because I love how it kind of does a bait and switch on the trope of the masked killer. And it's such a small thing, but you've seen like Strangers, you've seen like all the, Jason and Michael Myers movies where it's just a wordless masked killer that's going for no apparent reason and killing people, and the point at which he says, "I haven't seen your face, we're all good," and then he takes off his mask just ups the dread so much for me. You're just like, oh shit, no, he's not playing around, and it adds the fact that he's like talking to her throughout and communicating, just adds another kind of cat and mouse element to it that engages me. So I don't know. I really like this one. This is my third time watching it, and I'm probably an outlier, but I give this one like a 9 out of 10, just because I can't think of any way to make it better, to be honest.
No, I think that's totally fair. Like it is good. I think I was just kind of bored through a lot of it. And I think that's just like the genre of home invasion movies is kind of boring to me. So
I think there's enough moment. I mean, I think they pace it so well to me that there's enough structure to it to where it's showing you all the angles. It's introducing you to like the layout of the house and all the different ways that she can, attempt to escape or overcome him. And it just checks off all the boxes in a very satisfying way.
I think the problem is the formula it's unchangeable. You can't change the formula, and the formula is like try to escape, something goes wrong, back in the house. Try to escape, something goes wrong, back in the house. And when I look and I see there's 45 minutes left in the movie, I'm like, okay, so she's going to do that 3 more times?
Right.
And then we'll have something interesting happen? Like I don't know.
It's funny because I was on Letterboxd last night after I watched this, and it's basically, the reviews are basically divided to Bryce, like people loving this and being like, oh, this is like almost perfect, and then people being like me and Max who are like, yeah, I liked it, but like the formula is stale or whatever. Right. But I tend to really like home invasion movies because they're scary. Like, imagine being alone and someone breaks into your house and they just want to kill you. They have no other motive, right? Like, but like there's movies like, Bryce, you didn't like The Collector, and I love The Collector, and Max loves The Collector.
Right.
So it's like a movie like that where it's like booby traps and weird shit going on. Like, I think that's when home invasion movies get really good, like something like Funny Games where it breaks the fourth wall. And like there are ways to make a home invasion movie very inventive and very good. And I think like the deaf protagonist, like it's scary as shit. Like someone's trying to break into your house, you can't even hear anything. Like that's horrifying. But I think that like my problem is I already knew what the outcome was going to be. So I was like, okay, I was still interested. I still liked it. I gave it above average, but like,
well, I mean, what home invasion movie there? I can think of one that doesn't result in. I mean, there's only one that I can think of that actually results in the protagonist dying.
what? Which one?
Strangers. I mean, that's.
Oh, but The Strangers is really scary.
Yeah.
The Strangers really scared me when I saw it.
I mean, the form, like, you already know the protagonist is going to survive. Like, it's, yes. And I understand that it's
Yeah.
like
Spoiler.
the argument of, like, yes, it's a home invasion movie. I've seen it before. It's been done a billion times. Like, and so it doesn't affect me. But, I mean, and I agree with that. But in this case, it's like, it's such a prime example of it, and it's so good at what it is that I would rather watch this one over other ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, like it's impressive to me when there are outliers. Like, I agree. What's the one you mentioned?
Funny Games?
Yeah, Funny Games, The Strangers. Like, there's
Home
some really,
Alone.
really great examples. But yeah, the collector.
The collector is what happens when the Home Alone kid grows up. He becomes the collector.
It's like some of those were, you know,
Saw.
or
That's not really home invasion.
what's the other one? Oh, what's the reverse of Hush? The one where it's the guy that's blind.
Oh,
He tortures the people.
Don't breathe.
Yeah, Don't Breathe.
I never saw that actually. But
I love how they made Don't Breathe 2 where the rapist guy is the protagonist.
And he's like, they try to make him the good guy.
that's cool. Love. But
Produced by Harvey Weinstein.
But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie. I think me and Max are just in agreement here, where it's like, it's good, but it's not as good the couple times around. If you watch it again, it's just not as good.
Yeah, we've both seen it before, so I wonder, like, for those listening, like, if you haven't seen Hush, I would definitely say go watch it because it is
You'll like
fun.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
like
this is my third time watching it, and I still love it. Like, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
That and I guess the other thing that we got to say is I am firmly trying to get on Mike Flanagan's nuts. So
I know.
any praise
Next
I can
time
send
that
his
he
way
does-
to get him
yeah.
on the show. You know, we literally sung a hymn to him on the Midnight Mass.
Mike Flanagan, I have
show.
a DVD of Oculus. I love that movie. Midnight Mass is one of my favorite shows of all time. You are
I love
an
Midnight
amazing
Mass so
director. Like, they're like this is not a knock on your storytelling skills, because they are amazing, especially when you do TV shows. So your next TV show, please give us access. Please.
I heard he's working on the Dark Tower series
I don't know what
for
that is.
for something.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Stephen King. Anyways,
He still has a show that we haven't done, but it looked like
What?
it was made for
yeah,
kids.
I haven't watched the last two, which
is
weird.
The kids with cancer show.
Yeah.
There's the Kids with Cancer show.
I
and
watched
then
that.
I didn't watch the Edgar Allan Poe based one.
Okay,
Oh,
I
that
watched
one was actually pretty good. I liked it.
I watched the kids. I forget what it's called, but it got canceled.
Midnight Club.
The Midnight Club. It got canceled, and the last episode of the Midnight Club is a cliffhanger. So it really sucks, because it's like, I liked it, but the fact that it got canceled, like, you're just never gonna know what happens. And also,
They should have titled it "The Cancer Kids."
The Cancer Kids. It's really good. Like, I really did enjoy it. And I didn't watch the Fall of the House of Usher. I watched the first couple episodes, and then I don't know. It just fell off, and everyone was like, "You gotta finish it," and then I never did. So
It's really good. There are like a chunk of episodes in the middle where I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like okay,
I think that's
but
where
the
I
ending
stopped.
gets really good. It's another one of those though where it's like really formulaic, because it says at the beginning of the first episode, it's like, this is the story of how all of my kids died, and then every episode is just another one of his kids dying.
Yeah.
So-
That's what it is. He's like, okay, so this is how this one died. I think it's the second episode. There's like the rave. That's the best episode of that show.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that one
Crazy.
actually was terrifying.
I was like throwing up. It's really good, Bryce. You should watch it. I should finish it too. But let's get into this mid-roll so we can get into spoilers, even though we spoiled some of this already. So if you're listening
you got me thinking about the rave. Ugh.
your skin's
Is it
gonna
like
fall
the
off.
Rave in Blade 2?
I haven't seen
No,
Blade 2.
Or is it in Blade 1?
it's
where
Blade
there's
1. It's the blood rave, is what you're
Blood
talking
Rave,
about.
yeah.
No, but kind of. It's yucky though.
All right.
But if you're listening to this ad or this ad, no,
you
that might
gotta
have been
space
too
them
fast.
out
That might be
because
too fast.
you got to give like at least 15 seconds.
You should know that you don't have to. Go to our Patreon, patreon.com/horror movie talk, sign up, and you'll
Please.
get to. That scared the fuck out of me. But if you
My
sign
children
up,
need wine.
you'll get to vote on episodes like this, and you'll get to get your episode out there, which is really exciting and fun. And it's fun for us to get to watch movies that we like or movies that we haven't heard of. And check out this ad. And also go to our HMT shop at horrormovietalk.com and buy everything you want. And the good news is that Bryce finally sent the sweatshirt. So we're going to all have it signed and we're going to get it back to that dude in like 2 weeks. Me and Max are going to be on top of that shit. So you'll get your signed
Unless I get
sweatshirt soon.
really busy.
I was gonna pack in an extra shirt, but then I found like all the shirts that we had left over from when we actually shipped them. They're all like women's sizes, and so I did.
Did you pack
But
in the clicker?
I sent him a bunch. Oh shit! I forgot the clicker. Fuck. Oh well. Yeah. So I sent a bunch of stickers and coasters and stuff.
I'll put
inside,
I'll
so-
put in some shit that I have at my house or something.
Yeah.
I'll throw in
take
some extra stuff.
out some of the coasters and
But
stickers and stuff and keep them for myself.
actually, like, I don't want to encourage people to do this again. Don't. This is a one-time deal, or at least I've done enough to show you that this is a bad idea. Don't send.
Well, if you do it,
stuff
we
to
gotta
me
send it
to
to
get
like
signed.
Max first, and then we send it to me, and then I send it to Bryce, and then
The
Bryce is
order
on the
does not
last
matter.
stop.
Bryce will keep it
That's true.
forever.
That's true.
It's not forever. Not now. It's sent out.
Just
So
don't
it's
send it to Bryce. Me and Max will sign it.
Yeah. You have to come to me in person.
Yeah,
You didn't even go to the post office yourself. You sent your wife.
I know.
That's right.
What a sweet woman.
And that's how it got done.
Well, I'm glad that you have her. That's true partnership. Check out this ad. Check out our resident artist Dustin Goebel. We love him very, very much. He does great, amazing, beautiful, stupendous show-stopping work for us. And contact him at DGOEBEL00 What?
DGOEBEL00 on Instagram. Make your autistic dreams come true.
Yay! Of course, our voicemail line is 682-253-4468. This ad. Call us. Call us. Leave us a voicemail. We love you guys.
We love you.
This is going to be the longest recording session ever.
Thanks again for listening. Let's get into spoilers before this ad. Oh, fuck. I think that my notes are really good because most of them are, why wouldn't she do this? Why does she do this? Please, please. Like, I'm sorry. I saw a Letterboxd review that was 5 stars and a like, and it said every move that the protagonist makes is the smartest one she could do. That's not true. That is not true. And we will get into that because she does
All right,
not
let's
make the
hear it.
smartest move.
See, I didn't see very many where I was like, why wouldn't she try that again? Or why don't she keep doing that? Well,
This
I mean,
is-
the one that I would say
Okay.
The one that I would say is getting in a car with flat tires and driving off is still an option. Like,
Yes.
that's the one that is like...
You could
all
at
right.
least get like a little bit down the road and just be on the road and then go get lost in the woods or like try to find a
you could
house.
probably take it all the
like-
way to the police station.
I know.
I mean, it'll
I've
wreck
seen
your
enough-
car, but
I've seen enough police chases with people on rims that
Yeah.
like are going 60 miles an hour down the freeway that like you can get pretty far. Like it's not very controllable, but you can get away from a guy on foot with a crossbow.
Okay, yeah. There's
That's
that
the
one.
only one that
There's
I
that
had.
one. I didn't even write that down. There's one where I wrote down, why wouldn't she just go back in the house and run out the door? Why are you climbing on the roof? That's why you have an arrow in your leg now, girl. Because she throws the flashlight while she's on the roof and then tries to like climb down the fucking gutter. Bitch, go right back in the house. Right back in the house, run out the other end of the house, and then you're gone and you still have your leg available. It was stupid for her to keep climbing across the roof, I think.
here's what I say of any home invasion movie I've ever seen. Run into the woods in a straight line and don't stop running for 3 miles.
Right.
Like, just keep going.
Yeah, actually,
one's gonna
in
chase
this
you
case,
that far.
The one like criticism you can say, especially since his main weapon is a crossbow, is like run serpentine.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that's all you got to do,
Right.
or run backwards. Like you can see an arrow coming.
Well, also, it takes a while to load, and he has to stop to aim, so you're gonna make so much progress. Like, if he misses once, you're golden.
And you
'Cause
can
then he
hide
has to
behind a
stop, he has to
tree.
reload.
Yeah.
Like, the trees were big as hell where she was. It's not like there were skinny little birch trees. Like, she had fat ass oak trees. Like, you can you can hide behind those while you're running. And it's also super dark. He has one flashlight that she gets from him at some point. So it's like you're gonna be fine. Like, you're gonna be fine. She should have at least tried to make it to the neighbor's house and she could like do something. She drops her weapons constantly. Which is something in every home invasion movie that really pisses me off, because it's like, okay, you at one point she like hurts him somehow and then drops her knife and runs. Okay, now he has your knife. Like, I don't like that. What else?
Well,
Yeah,
we're kind of
I
forgetting
just
about
chalk that up to her being a woman. You know,
Bryce.
women
Hush.
be dropping shit all the time.
Okay, but let's okay, so this is the premise. So
Well, hold on. I have one more thing
complaint.
that you should do in a home invasion movie.
Okay.
Own a gun.
Especially if you live in the woods. Are you not like a hunter? Are you not like want to defend yourself? Like, you should.
I'm not a big gun guy, but it's the easiest thing in the world to show. Like, if a guy has a crossbow and he's trying to intimidate you,
You shoot him with a gun.
yeah, you shoot him. You shoot him.
No one's winning in a gunfight if you're the only one with a gun. You're the one winning. Like, that dude is not winning.
I think if you are a single woman living alone,
Especially if you're deaf, dude. You
Own a
need,
gun.
like, please. You can't function without your computer and your phone. And you, like, she's on FaceTime with her sister. And the guy takes the phone in the background of the FaceTime. Her sister goes, "Is there someone behind you?" And she's like, "No." It's like, look behind you. Like, he's
Yeah.
right there.
yeah, that's probably one of the more unbelievable parts, is that she doesn't realize that her phone is gone for way too long.
I know.
Like, she has to get a call from her phone to realize that her phone is gone.
Well, a picture of herself.
If I'm not holding my phone for 5 seconds, I'm like, where the fuck is my phone? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, sweet
I know.
TikToks.
You can also
My
ping
wife-
your phone from your computer. But
My wife loses her phone multiple times a day, and she can't not find it without my help. And it's always just sitting right where I'd expect it to be sitting.
Yeah,
it happens.
my wife too.
Okay, but the premise of this movie is we're set up with Kate Siegel, who is a successful writer, named Maddy, and she's cooking dinner, and we slowly figure out that she is deaf. And while she's cooking this dinner, her friend comes over and is talking to her about her book, and her book is called Midnight Mass, which is so fun. I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
I loved that. Mike Flanagan always does these Easter eggs, which are really, really fun. And then she obviously forgets about the...
Max's green screen is freaking out.
Okay, keep going.
While she's talking to her friend outside, she obviously forgets... what's happening?
Keep going.
She obviously forgets about the rack of lamb that she's cooking, and her fire alarm, which comes back later, is the loudest, craziest fucking fire alarm in the world, because she explains that it has to be so loud so she can hear the feel the vibrations.
Well, I love that her okay. Picture this. You're deaf. You've been cooking. You see the flashing lights that there's a fire in your house. What do you do? Of course, you take all your time to turn off the fire alarm.
I know, and let your friend try to figure out how to
see if there's actually a fire that's going to burn down your house.
It's so crazy. And it wasn't a fire, it was just like smoke from the oven, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like she's the best cook, if we're going to be honest, because she just throws, she's hungry and she throws all of her food away, and her friend's like, come over and have food. And she's like, no. What?
How come? I actually think it's odd that the movie like wants it both ways. Like they're showing that she's a bad cook, but the food looks delicious.
I know. I've never cooked a rack of lamb before. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that looked amazing.
No one's like a bad cook and they just realize that they melted the ramen package into the ramen. Like, oh, you're supposed to take it out?
Put the
First
styrofoam
time
in the
I ever
microwave.
made ramen, I was at a friend's house in third grade or fourth grade, probably third grade, and his parents weren't home, and he was like, "Yeah, I just make ramen all the time," and I was like, "I've never made ramen before," and so he puts his ramen in the microwave, and I'm watching it going, sounds easy enough. So I take a packet of ramen and I put it in a bowl. No water, because I didn't notice that he put any water in it. And I stuck it in the microwave for like 2 fucking minutes. And
the bomb went off.
Burned down his house.
Oh my god.
The fire alarm went off.
That is so funny.
Did you try to put out the fire alarm before the fire?
Oh,
no, I freaked out, and I think they had to throw away their microwave. Like it was busted.
Was it actually on fire? Did it set the...
No, it was just like charred and like smoking.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have ramen.
That's shocking, Max. Like,
well, you were like 8. You were like 8. You don't get it. Like...
No, third grade. How old are you in third? Yeah, you're like 8 or 9.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mean, even then, I'm pretty sure I knew how to make ramen by.
I didn't know how to cook anything pretty much until I left home. Like my mom just made all of my meals.
Lucky. I never had ramen until college, and I felt really cool when I had it for the first time. I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I could brag. I did cooking yesterday.
You did cooking?
I did.
Wow. What did you
The thing that I've learned is when I do the shopping, I know what we have, and then I know what I can make.
Wow.
As opposed, or at least like, all right. I don't want to get too down on my wife, but my wife doesn't have the concept of thinking, what do I want to make?
Yeah.
And then shop. My wife just shops generally, and she's like, people eat food. And so she gets like items that ostensibly you could make into food, but not enough items to where you could make things that make sense. Or she just doesn't have a plan to eventually make it. So I can't count how many times we've bought chicken breasts and they've sat in the fridge for the appropriate amount of time before you throw them away, and then we throw them away. But I bought chicken breasts and I cooked them yesterday. I cooked all of them.
That sounds delicious.
in two different
Sydney,
ways. I'm
remember
very
when I
proud of
was
myself.
talking about how I wasn't eating meals and I was skipping meals, and you're like, oh, super easy. Let me show you. And then you sent me like this big long recipe that I'm never going to make in my entire life. And I told you that and you got all offended.
For the record, it was a 1-pot chili recipe, listeners. It was 1-pot chili. It's very easy. And he said he didn't want to make it. Minimal
chili's
chopping.
pretty easy, Max.
Minimal chopping. You just have to cut. You have to chop 1 pepper and 1 onion and
Sometimes
some
the
cloves of
thought
garlic.
of spreading mayo on my sandwich is too much, so I just go without.
You're nuts. That's crazy, actually. Dude, I made waffles from scratch yesterday. Like, just woke up hungover and made waffles.
Sydney makes stuff all the time. She's like,
Well, I don't have a family.
yeah.
I mean, I'm single. I live alone. I've hella time to just make shit. I bake my own bread and shit. Like,
Yeah. Well, anyways, I felt very accomplished because I cooked 4 chicken breasts.
I'm very proud of you. Okay.
I would send Max the recipe, but it has more than 3 steps, so I'm not sure if he would.
Do I have to spread any mayo on anything? Because I don't know if I can do that.
You have to put something in a pan.
That's a lot of
You have
work.
to cut things. It's rough.
All right. So after this, she's still cooking. She gets like a text from her ex-boyfriend that like means nothing. It's literally such a non sequitur. I guess it's just to show that like the ex-boyfriend is not the mass killer. That's what I thought, because you see like his like little picture and you see that he's black and the mass killer's white. That's what I thought was the thing.
Yeah, I actually think that's a bad move. Like, yeah, they got to be the same. Either make the boyfriend white and the killer white, so that I have an idea of thinking, oh, it could be him.
That would have been
or make
cool.
them both black. Just pick a race and stick with it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, because like
That's
honestly,
my motto.
Jesus. But I agree, because it would have been like cool if we didn't know what he looked like beforehand and then was like, oh my God, what if her ex-boyfriend's just nuts? Like, that would have been fun, but nope, it's just some random fucking guy that we have no idea who he is.
Yeah, we don't really get any background as to why he's doing this at all.
He cuckoo.
He's a bad guy. That's
He
all
is
the
a bad-
background you need.
He's
He
got
is
a
a
neck
bad guy.
tattoo.
He's a rude dude.
But she's still trying to cook or whatever, and her friend, this is the best part of the movie, is when her friend slams into the door and is screaming and banging on the door, and she obviously doesn't hear her because she's deaf, but I feel like she would hear the vibrations of her banging on the door, but especially because it's right next to her, or maybe just like look. But, that's fine. But it is the best part. It's really scary. And then the assailant comes with a mask on and, kills the friend, and then realizes that Maddy is deaf. And he's like, oh, shit, this is going to be fun. He's like super excited. So then she still doesn't notice. He's like lurking around, and she doesn't notice until he takes her phone and sends her pictures of herself. And that's when she gets scared.
He doesn't take her phone. He takes the neighbor's phone and is sending pictures.
No, he takes her phone. He takes her phone off the counter when she's on FaceTime with her sister.
I don't know about that.
Yes,
but I
he
wasn't.
did. That's like the first thing he does.
It says Maddie's
inside.
iPhone when she gets the text to her computer.
Oh, maybe I just thought the neighbor's name was Maddy.
Nope.
Whoops. Another blunder. Another blunder by Max.
I mean, he does also have the neighbor's phone, like, and smashes it at one point.
Okay.
So that's not untrue. But then she sees him, and she's obviously really scared, and he immediately slashes her tires, and she's inside and he's outside. And then she writes on the door, I won't tell, didn't see face, boyfriend coming home. Smart, but not smart enough, because he just takes his mask off, which is hilarious. Like he reads it and then just takes his mask off and goes, you see it now. So it's kind of like, all right, well, here we go.
Do you think she could have done some sort of like bat signal, like write like SOS on the window, and then like shine the flashlight and have the SOS in the sky. Is that how light works?
No. I don't know.
Who would say it? Yeah, that's the other thing that I gotta say about
she
the
doesn't live on
neighborhood.
a street. She lives in like a field.
Yeah, I mean that's the question I have. Where does she live that she only has a neighbor?
Yeah, and like it
Like,
just
she only
looks like
has-
such a remote place that it's like, why would you have a neighbor so close to you?
Yeah. Anyways.
But it's kind of like, I don't know. I didn't take many notes because it's kind of like, home invasion time. So now she hides, and then he knocks on the window with the dead friend, and she this is the first time she saw the dead friend, so she's like, oh my god, my dead friend. And then
Did anyone else think that the killer's mask looked like it had fetal alcohol syndrome? Is that just me?
He's got some droop.
Yeah.
I think the mask is cool. I wish he kept it on. Like, I thought it was fun. Oh my god, Bryce.
Just it's droopy eyes,
It's horrible.
kind of a flatter nose.
I see it.
No,
Yeah.
smooth philtrum.
Smooth.
Got a real smooth philtrum,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
These poor alcohol babies.
Look at that. Look at that philtrum, guys. All right. Anyways.
I think it's really anticlimactic when he takes off his mask. He's just like some guy. Like, it's just like, I wish he was like a more famous guy so he could take his mask off and you could be like,
It's Matt Damon.
Harrison Ford, what are you doing here? Like,
What the hell?
Zach
He takes it off. He
Braff.
takes off the mask. There's just another mask. It's Michael Myers.
Oh my god, that would be good.
He rips it off, and then it's Tom Cruise underneath.
I would love that because
Just
then
a
he
fetal
can do
alcohol
his stunts.
syndrome baby.
Right. He rips it off. It's just baby with FAS.
Do you love me? That's a reference to another episode. I'm not doing something. Don't cancel me.
Let's watch Red Christmas again. Let's do it every year around Christmas time. I can rewatch it. Yeah, so she gets out a window, but he finds her. She closes his hands in the window and slices him a little bit, and then he like rips off a bloody part of the dead friend's shirt to wrap his wound. Gross. That's disgusting. Now you have blood in your blood, man. And then
Teach him about cross-contamination.
I know. And then I just wrote, she hides a bunch basically, and he keeps finding her because she is deaf and can't hear the noises she makes. Like, that's exactly what happens. Like, she, runs around and you can hear her footsteps, and then he's just like, oh, there you are. There are times.
Speaking of cross-contamination, would you guys like to be my blood siblings?
No.
Sure.
So what we do is we prick our fingers with a needle until we get like a little bit of blood,
And then we,
and then we touch them together and we rub,
yeah.
Yeah.
and
I'm not
then
gonna do that.
we become part of each other.
Yeah.
Is this a weird Mormon ritual?
No, I've done that before.
This is just a thing like kids do.
I've done
I
that.
don't know.
Kind of crazy, but I like it. It's fun.
Become blood brothers, and then all of a sudden you got 3 wives. I don't know. Sounds suspect.
Who are the wives?
Yeah, why are you bringing wives into this? I just wanted
Are
to
we
see if
the-
you wanted to be my
me
brother.
Me and Bryce are Max's new wives.
Yeah, once you do the blood ritual, then you're my wife.
Yes.
That's how Mormonism works, guys.
Bryce, you and your wife are both my wives now.
No. It's just wives all the way down.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
I love so this has 2 people that are frequently in Mike Flanagan shows. I just got to say, it is fun watching the same actors play completely different characters. Like Samantha Sloyan as the friend in this is Bev in Midnight Mass, and it's just such a
So different.
different character that like it's just shocking to see her, you know, back then just playing a normal person and not just a raging religious bitch. So that's fun. My wife asked me when I was watching, like, did they use a deaf person? Did they use a deaf actor? And I was like, no. She's like, well, why? I'm like, well,
Because Mike Flanagan loves his wife.
because Mike Flanagan's, you know, but also Kate Siegel
Well,
co-wrote
Wait,
the movie as well. So I mean,
She's
she had
married
a
to
say.
Mike Flanagan?
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew she's in like all of his stuff, but I didn't know they were married.
Yeah.
No, they're married, and I got to say, Mike Flanagan,
He's punching above his weight
he's
there.
punching way above his weight.
She is one of the most beautiful women on the face of this earth.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and they're very much like, they have a really cute relationship from what they post on
Yeah.
social media. It's very sweet. He has a whole letterbox list of movies that my wife says she's seen, but she hasn't seen. and it's really, really cute. So yeah, then she goes on the roof, and this is what I mentioned earlier. Why wouldn't she just go back into the house? So she goes on the roof, and she has this bright idea to throw a flashlight to make it look like she's in the woods. So then he walks that way, but then she's climbing across a fucking tin roof. So it's like, she's climbing across the fucking gutter, and she tries to get down. He finds her, and that's when she gets her leg wound, which is very bad. Very bad leg wound, arrow through the thigh.
Yeah. And then she says she's bleeding out from that wound, and I don't buy it. I don't think you'd.
Well, was it her
unless he
femoral
nicked an
artery?
It didn't. It was in like the back of the thigh.
went
Like your
through,
femoral
like,
artery
that
would be
way,
on
right?
the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you don't like wrap the wound well, I mean, it's gonna just keep bleeding.
She
like,
really
that's not
did
gonna-
it.
She tied it off.
She tied it off, but she didn't like do much.
I don't know.
But then
From my
she,
medical background, I don't think she would have bled out from that wound. Personally,
I mean, maybe from all the stress and like how she keeps trying to run on the leg, but she then gets the crossbow. I forget how, but she can't load it, and he like makes fun of her because he's like, "It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to use," and she's like really hurting her hand while she's trying to load the crossbow. But she's kind
not
of
as bad as
safe.
she's gonna hurt her hand later.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Holy crap!
Yucky, 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 yucky.
yeah, this is one of those times when she's like loading the crossbow. This is like one of those like shake my head and just like my misogyny comes out. I'm like, women, like you can't.
Could you do
can't
that?
figure this out. It's like, all right, I get that it's hard pulling it back. Number one, use your legs. Use your leg because it's got the leg hole right there. And then number
Right.
two, if like it's hurting your hands, put a towel around your hands. Like let's use tools to.
She is in the bathroom. She has a bunch of stuff in there. So
Yeah. She could just wrap her hand in a towel, use her thigh strength to pull up the. I don't know.
So he's
like-
so Bryce isn't looking down on her for her weakness. He's looking down on her for her stupidity.
I'm just saying sometimes women deserve to die. You know?
Oh,
Jesus fucking.
that was like, I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can find a way to support that. Some women suck, and no, I'm struggling here. That you're on your own with that one.
Her ingenuity is not up to par with Bryce's standards.
Right. You know, sometimes like women, you know, maybe we don't need the ones that can't, you know, cock a crossbow in the gene pool. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Eugenics
that's
is coming
awesome.
back in a cool and fun way.
Right. Bryce is doing eugenics.
It's not eugenics, it's survival of the fittest. Which I would also not survive.
Eugenics is basically forced survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Well, this mask would not survive eugenics. It's,
No, he would have been thrown off the baby cliff.
Okay, and then Sarah's boyfriend comes and is like, "Where's Sarah?" And this fucking the antagonist masked man guy comes up with a flashlight and pretends to be a cop. He does not look like a cop. He's not acting like a cop. Sarah's boyfriend catches on, but a little too late. He grabs a rock and he's going to throw it or smash the guy's head in, and he, gets stabbed in the throat. But he doesn't die right away.
I think it's important to mention that it's literally her fault that he gets stabbed in the neck.
Yep.
Like his blood is on her hands.
Yeah, because she like, I mean, they're both onto each other, both of the dudes, and then she realizes that someone's there somehow. Probably looks out the window and runs down and bangs on the door, and immediately when that happens, he gets stabbed in the throat. So it's her fault, but he doesn't die right away, and he tackles the guy to the ground and then mouths "run" to Maddy, but Maddy starts running, but her legs hurt, so she can't. She runs like 2 feet, and then fake out. He bashes her head in with a cement. Boom! It was fake. I forgot about that. And so it's her thinking about all of the ways that it's like with her book where she has so many endings for it that was set up at the beginning. She is thinking about all the ways that she could, overpower this guy. And like her brain thinking is like, you really can't get out of this. Like, what are you going to do? Like all the routes you can take, he's probably going to kill you. So then she eventually loads the crossbow and she shoots him, but she gets him in the shoulder. And then he crunches her fucking hand in the sliding door.
It is
so
really bad.
It's so crunched. It's so no finger, no time, no hand time anymore. No more hand.
And they really do a good job on the makeup on that hand.
Yeah.
Like they don't shy away from it. It's like mangled.
Yeah. Every finger is broken.
Hands are so fragile.
Yeah. I have a broken finger.
Don't stick your hand in things because fingers will just snap whatever way they want to go.
Yeah, and if you don't heal it, it ends up fucked up like that.
I have a weird finger too. You see it's like all like fat around the knuckle. That didn't used to be like that.
You see on mine like how all my fingers are super fat because I'm super fat.
Now I'm just looking at my knuckles. I feel like my fingers are getting more and more crooked as the years go on.
It's
what do you guys
probably
think?
arthritis.
Also, I peel at my cuticles constantly.
Get that away from
I can't
That's
stop.
stupid.
Look at that.
disgusting.
Look at it.
All right, so then she writes "Do it, coward" in her own blood on the door. And then he's like, okay, fine. So he tries to smash the door, like all of her doors are windows. So it's crazy. Like it's literally nuts. So you can see in the background, he's trying to smash the window door open, and she writes in a little document, like a description of the guy. I love you, mom, dad, sister. I died fighting. And it's like, oh my God, it's this big moment, right? It's like, oh. And then she goes and waits in the bathroom. And this is a really good part of the movie where he just sneaks behind her and sits in the tub, and she doesn't see him or hear him, obviously. But then he breathes on her neck, and she realizes this was the other part that pissed me off. She turns the knife and just stabs him in the leg and then runs away. He's in pain. Take the knife and fucking kill him right there.
Yeah.
Why? Why did she wait?
Because he dropped his knife too.
I know.
She would have heard the knife. Oh wait, she didn't hear the knife clatter. Shit.
No, but like he's hurt, so he's not going to get up right away. If you stabbed him for 1 second, she could have killed him right there.
That sort of thing doesn't bother me as much as the ninja move that she does, where the knife is coming straight at her neck and she like goes the
Matrix move.
Like it's a little unbelievable the way she dodges the knife perfectly, looking backwards and stabs him. I don't know.
Yeah,
flips
it's very.
the knife. She
that's just
flips the
movie
knife.
magic coolness, though.
It's very much like a samurai movie, like you're watching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and they're like, shoo.
And then she jumps up and stands on his knife.
Yeah.
And then stabs him in the face.
It's a little unbelievable. It's a little annoying. I said, girl, kill him, please. Then she plays dead in the kitchen and then blinks and he goes, "You cunt." You fucking cunt.
I think the one thing that she didn't try that I was like, yeah, why wouldn't you do that? Is just place some kind of trap for him. Like just leave the upstairs window open and then just lie in wait with a knife till he has to climb through a narrow hole and then just start stabbing.
Yeah, the end fight is like too much because she's almost dead. He's strangling her. He gets back downstairs. He's strangling her. Her life flashes before her eyes, which is like insane. I was like, oh my God. And then she grabs the corkscrew from the first scene where she opens a bottle of wine and gets him finally. And then she calls 911. She gets her phone back. She calls 911.
Luckily, she's such a slob that she just threw that on the floor when she was done using it.
I know.
I gotta say, after the difference between bleeding out from stabbing in the neck, like getting the artery in the neck, the killer's death was probably more realistic from the internet videos that I've seen. The guy, what's his name? The friend's husband gets stabbed directly in the neck and is spurting out arterial blood, and he's still able to fight for another like 2 minutes.
Well, he didn't die right away either, the killer.
Yeah, I call bullshit. I've seen internet videos. They die within like 30 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's more realistic for that, but I don't know. It's just there are a lot of moves in this movie that piss me off. I don't think she's perfect, obviously. And she's just a person that's trying to fight someone. I don't know how I'd act in this situation. I'd probably die pretty quickly. But like, if I'm watching a movie, I don't want to be pissed off at the protagonist the whole time. I really don't. Like, at some point, I'm like, this dude should just kill her. Like, he has so many opportunities to do
like
it.
I said, sometimes women deserve to die. Like, if they can't figure it out.
Stop. Enough.
I agree with you, Sydney.
But who would like this?
I also agree with Sydney that sometimes women deserve to die.
Yeah. My beef this movie is, why is it called Hush? You really don't have to hush around her. Like, you can make as much noise as you want.
He really and he does, and he does. But who would like this movie? I think anyone would like this movie. I think upon first viewing, it's really fun. It's fun to watch with other people. It's a cat and mouse home invasion. It's fun.
Yeah, I think with the exception of like the hand scene and the friend brutally being murdered, like this is a pretty good general audience thriller. Like this is a good date movie. I'd recommend it to pretty much everyone that like wants to, you know, if you got a friend that's not super into horror, this is something that you can watch with them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I watched this with my wife, and she doesn't watch horror movies, so we had a good time.
Yeah.
If you want something a little more edgy than Panic Room, watch Hush.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this game. So like I said, I didn't have a name for it, but this is basically what it is. So
it's game.
It's game. So I'm gonna give you 3 of the actors in the movie and
Game.
Yay. So I'm going to give you 3 actors and the director of a home invasion movie, and I want you to guess what movie it is. It's just, there's no slideshow, there's no nothing. I'm just going to read them. And there's 7 of them, so one of you has to win. There's no ties.
Okay.
Okay.
So I put in my notes, guess the home invasion movie based on the cast. That's
How do we ring in?
just say,
I'll say Bryce.
Peep.
Okay, you could say Peep and you could say Bryce.
No, I'm gonna say Max.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
So I actually this time, as opposed to my other games, I started off pretty easy and then got.
Do we have to wait? And do we have to wait until you're done saying all the names to ring in?
No. All right. Okay, first one. Ty West, Barbara Crampton, Sharni Vinson, directed
Max.
by. Go ahead.
House of the Devil.
No. It's not really home invasion.
Well, I don't know. Ty West directed it.
Well, no, this isn't the director. These are the people in the movie. And then, okay. Ty West, Barbara Crampton, Sharni Vincent, directed by Adam Wingard.
I have no idea.
Max, nothing?
Don't give him a second chance. He already lost his
Ty
chance.
West is in it? Is this the same Ty West that makes movies?
Yeah, but he didn't direct it. Adam Wingard did.
Who's Adam Wingard?
He's one of the people that did the first VHS movie. They're like all this, in that group of mumble gore. That was my
All right,
hint.
he lost it. Come on,
Okay.
tell us the answer.
You're next. You're next.
Okay.
That
I've
was the
never
movie.
seen Your Next.
Your next is good. Okay. Number 2. No one has points. I have a point. Number 2. Naomi Watts, Tim Roth, Brady Corbet, directed by Michael Haneke.
Bryce,
Yep.
this is Funny Games, the American version.
Yes, it is. 1 point for Bryce. Okay. Number 3. Camilla Bell, Tessa Thompson, Clark Gregg, directed by Simon West.
I don't know any of those names.
I don't know any of those either. Max.
You know what's Tessa Thompson? Go ahead.
This is Strangers Chapter 1.
No, but Stranger is in the name of the movie.
Bryce,
Yep.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Wait,
This-
do I get another chance?
No.
No.
No!
This is When a Stranger Calls.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh my
I
God.
haven't seen any of these movies.
That
was-
must be a remake.
It is. It's from 2008. It was one of the first horror movies I ever saw. Very scary to me. It's about a babysitter who, gets scary phone calls while she's babysitting.
Calls are coming from inside the house.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, maybe it. I don't know. Okay, number 4. Someone better get this. Macaulay Culkin.
Bryce, Home Alone.
Yeah.
This game is hard.
Idiot.
How did you know it wasn't Home Alone 2?
Because
Lucky guess.
that one's in New York. That's different. All right. There's 3 more. Bryce has 2. Max has 0. Number 5. Liv Tyler, Scott Speedman. Go.
The Strangers.
Yep. Good job.
I hate this game so much. So
You don't-
stupid.
See, the thing is, I don't think Max knows the name of any actors.
Well,
I
that's
don't.
why I put the directors too.
Do you
Oh,
know
yeah,
who
'cause
Liv
that'll
Tyler
help.
is?
Yeah, do you?
Max.
No, I have no idea. I've never heard that name in my life.
Steven
Do you know who she's
Tyler's
related to?
daughter.
Oh.
Who is Steven Tyler?
Liv Tyler starred in Sunset Boulevard. She's a very famous actress.
Oh, well then I remember her.
No, she didn't. She didn't. She was in Lord of the Rings. She was in Lord of the Rings.
You are tricking me.
She's not that old. Oh my god. All right. I think these next 2, you guys aren't gonna get them. Number 6. Erwin Leader, Karen Springer, Edith Rossett, directed by Gerald Cargill.
You're just making up names now.
This is a movie I love, and I think we really should review it. It is one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen. Like very, very
Bryce?
unnerving. Go.
I don't know, Martyrs? I've never even seen Martyrs. I don't know if it's Home Invasion.
No, this is a German movie.
Well, Martyrs is kind of home invasion,
A little bit.
but not in the way you'd think. Yeah.
I would say it's a home invasion movie. Sure.
We got to do Martyrs. Last time I suggested we do Martyrs, Sydney literally said no.
Yeah. But I think we should do this one. This is called Fear. It's a 1986 German film that's also called Angst, based on translations. It is so disgusting. Like, it is so... And it's like kind of campy. It's so strange. It's so gross. Okay, this is the last one. Bryce is winning. And I think he's going to win. Because you guys aren't going to get this either. Caitlin Deaver, Elizabeth Kuluev, and Dari Lynn Griffin, directed by Brian Duffield. This is a newer one. Don't look it up, Max.
I'm not looking
You
up
were
anything.
typing.
Here's an idea. Is it No One Will Save You?
Yeah, it is, but you fucking are looking at your computer right now.
What?
All right, Bryce won.
Wait, hold on. I got at least 1 point there.
I know, but Bryce still
I actually have seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like
What's
it?
it about?
It's about aliens. It's alien home invasion.
It is.
Hmm.
There's like
I
no
like-
dialogue.
I like the main actress. I don't know her name, but I like the things that she's in.
Caitlin
She's
Dever.
good.
She was in Booksmart.
She was in what's that one TV show about the girl who gets raped but no one believes her?
13 Reasons Why.
No.
I don't know. I never saw that.
It's like Unbelievable, I think is what it's called.
I've never
Where-
heard of that.
You've never heard? It's actually okay. Hold on, let me take a little second to explain the show to you because it's actually really good. I think it's on Netflix, but
I don't have Netflix.
yeah, she gets raped and then she like calls the police and tells everybody, but her story like isn't lining up and she's not making a lot of sense. But then it turns out she was raped and no one believes her, and they start like, okay, it's crazy. It's a crazy show.
Oh, Toni Collette's in that? That's crazy. And Merritt Weaver.
It's really good.
I love Merritt Weaver. Merritt Weaver's in Severance. All right. Well, that was the game. You guys need to know your actors and directors better.
Hey,
I
Bryce,
got
you
No
did
One Will
good.
Save You.
I'm proud. You did
Good.
not.
He got 2 points.
He did great. He won.
I got 3 points, didn't I?
Bryce
No,
won.
you got 2 points
got
out
2.
of 7.
But you won.
And I got 1 point, and you were just giving Bryce all the glory here.
You cheated.
Wait, no, I got 3 points. I got
didn't
Home
cheat.
Alone,
You can't
The
prove it.
Strangers, and Funny Games.
Yeah, you did get 3. See? Bryce did great.
I didn't cheat.
Fucking liar. All right, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to the new patrons. We do have new patrons.
Let's look 'em up.
I'm
Make sure we
I'm gonna thank
thank
you
'em.
guys. Oh,
We
Kat.
need-
We have Kat. We have Rayanne. We have Patrick. We have Charlotte. We have Gigi's. We probably have more.
Yeah.
And no thank you to all the people that canceled. Matt B, Amy M, thank you so much to all of you. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Go to our
And if you
Patreon.
canceled, you're dead to me.
Go to our Patreon at patreon.com/horrormovietalk if you want to sign up and vote on movies like this. But yeah, thank you. We love you guys, and we'll catch you next time. And the voicemail line is 682-253-4468. Leave us a voicemail. Mwah.
Bye.
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 Good day, sir. Good day, sir. You lose. You get nothing.
Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just had to stroll through the scraggly woods. He had no face. Horror.
Wow, that didn't sound good.